right, time for another dryphysics.com, debatephysics.com. But again, you cannot debate with scum. Gee, there's just so much of it on this planet. Oh, God, you just can't, is there any, can you really find an honest human being? Realistically. If I ask the question on the street to people, do you think it takes 100 times the energy to spin a motor 10 times as fast? You really think they're going to say, oh, yeah, that makes perfectly good sense. 100 times, yeah. Yeah, yeah. 10 times, oh, yeah, 100. Yeah, that's got to be right. No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any chance. But anyway, so look, the Wikipedia thing, okay. So for the next 30 days, I will make a Wikipedia sucks video, at least one every day. All right. And we'll see. If they want me to do it for the rest of my life, then that's what I'll do. But this is so disgusting. These fucking pieces of human garbage. I have done nothing wrong. It's all public. I haven't done a goddamn thing that could be described as evil, except, no, I think your physics is wrong, and here's my argument. And I've made perfectly lucid, reasonable arguments. It's not a flat earth theory. It's not a bizarre theory. I'm merely stating that your Leibnizian physics, which was never proven, shows that it was never proven. Because there's no proof, okay? It's garbage. There's no experimental evidence. And these fuckers will not let this argument take place. So this piece of garbage, this piece of human fucking Finnish Scottish piece of shit. Some asshole who wears that crap on their sleeve is already know what a piece of garbage. In the world we exist in, I really don't want to play this ethnicity shit. So why don't you shove that crap up your ass? Ugh, fuck. And he calls himself a radish. And this is the asshole deciding what's physics on the internet? This fucking idiot? So anyway, so he's taken away my ability now, further taken away my ability to talk on my own talk page. Now, I can't even explain to you how obscure and meaningless talk pages are, but this isn't a place where anybody is obliged to go, that I bet nobody visits randomly. I bet you there isn't a single Google reference to my talk page. Nothing comes here. And only somebody who is voluntarily involved in the conversation has to say a motherfucking thing. And somehow he has to censor and stop this conversation. And the entire conversation is about physics. There's nothing else being talked about. And we're really not talking about how micropenis seems to be a syndrome that has affected all of the Wikipedia editors. And maybe some scientists started to do a study and find out why every fucking editor at Wikipedia has a micropenis. It's really fucking something. Maybe something should get worried about that. But there's absolutely there's nothing here. They have absolutely no justification for this behavior. I haven't done anything to vandalize or in any way disrupt their little encyclopedia. All I've done is say, look, if you want to talk about this, I'd like to talk about it. I think you're making a huge, giant, fucking monstrous mistake. You're publishing absolute Holy Ghost religious crap that's never been defended by evidence, never been supported by evidence. It's garbage. Isaac Newton would vomit on it. It's such bad physics. And you won't even listen to the fucking argument. You won't allow the argument to even be published in the most obscure place on the internet. There couldn't be a cave any deeper than this cave. And they won't even allow the conversation in this dark, dank, deep cave. They won't even allow you to say it there. It's just so pathetic. God, you talk about inquisition. You talk about despicable characters. You just can't get more censoring than this. What next, you could almost argue? How far are they going to go with this edict that nobody can talk about this subject? It's just so bad. So, and and what sense does it make? If you stop me from responding on my own talk page, then a bunch of fucking trolls can show up and talk all kinds of shit that you're going to be responsible for. You don't even see how well that sort of puts you in a little bit of legal jeopardy, because now you have people saying a bunch of shit that I can't respond to. So they're allowed to publicly slander me and I can't even defend myself against it. I mean, are you this fucking stupid? So why don't you just delete the entire thing like it never happened? I mean, it's just, in a way, a lawyer would tell you it's your only recourse. You either treat me like the person I deserve to be treated as, that is, somebody who was in every way considerate and just wanted to make an argument, or, yeah, you block me entirely and then try to defend it like somehow you didn't do it for irrational and non-existent reasons. I mean, there's every indication that this is, in a sense, a place of public accommodation. You really can't go, you're not the right color, we don't like you. You really can't play this game that you're going to sit there and tell me I can't make an argument here because you don't agree with me. I mean, it's just absolute bullshit. You're not going to win. If there is a lawsuit, you're not going to win. Because you're on such ugly, stupid, moronic ground. You've just behaved like petty little fucking retarded 12-year-olds. For fuck's sake, you lost the argument too fucking bad. That's life, fucker. Yeah, that's right. One of the peasants proved you to be a fucking naked emperor, and that's what actually fucking goddamn happened. You're a bunch of arrogant, obnoxious, goddamn tedious, nerdy fucking assholes, and yes, somebody revealed you for what you are. But it doesn't, again, the fact that happened to you is just tough luck. That's the way the world works. You're finally getting what you deserve, which is exposed as weak, feeble, stupid, ignorant, motherfucking little weaselly cunts. Okay. Oh, just so bad. So fucking bad. Alright, so I have responded to a bunch of Cellbram stuff, so I guess we could read some of that tripe. But they blocked me right in the middle of me responding to him. So he's got comments that I haven't had the opportunity to respond to because they won't let me post anymore. What fucking weasels. The forbidden conversation. You can't have this conversation. It's just so stupid. All right, so I'll find some place that hasn't been done yet, and we'll start from there. It really goes for a while here. There's quite a bit of it. Yeah, it really is. Just go for quite a while here. Yeah, it keeps going. And really, it is a physics argument. There's absolutely nothing that happened here that deserves me getting prevented from typing responses. Nothing. Again, nobody's here something other than voluntarily. Nobody's required to come here and say something. It's just so fucking idiotic. Oh, I just hate this planet. Hate it. Alright, so I found an arbitrary enough starting point. So some asshole posts links to accelerator diagrams. Okay, obviously it has nothing to do with actually measuring anything. Okay, so I state, accelerator physics or physics initiated with some kind of heat or excited material has little to do with actual measured values. This is how they measure the mass of an electron, and I would argue if they used momentum instead of mv squared, your atomic weight would be your actual mass weight. VMV is a 300-year-old claim. You really should have some more visibly real and material physical examples. Show me a car crash where twice the speed produces 4 times the damage. Something like that. Right? Obviously not demanding much. I mean, this is just such bullshit. Okay, then he says, that's me. All right, and so this looks like the butthole has chimed in. Yeah, Cellbram. Okay. So this is why I say that's how you measure the mass of an electron. So he says, okay, perfect. You made a claim that this is how they measure the mass of an electron. Yeah, I've played the video. So if you put those words into YouTube, okay, measure the mass of an electron. Let's just do it for the fun of it. Okay. You'll get this 1960s video that goes through the whole process. Oh, I can't do it there. I have to put it in the search. I did put it in the search, right? Yes, you did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, search. No, I did it wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong. I put it here. I'm just tired. Anyway, okay, now we search there. Now we should be able to get the 1950 video showing up here. Let's see. If it's still on, YouTube. Unfortunately, it appears, then disappears. I have a link to it. Okay, so I should be able to find it. So, oh, it's disappointing. So far, nothing. Fucking de-Hilster retarded crap. Let's see. Come on, a little more hope. Come on, come on, come on. It's got to be here. Ooh. See, that looks like it. That's the same experiment. It's just not the right one. That's the experiment too, but it's not the right one. The oldie and the goodie really is the best video. The old 19. All right, here. All right, we'll put it in 1960. That should do it. And we'll get through all this crap that fucking idiotic YouTube throws at you. So it won't give you the real thing. It gives you the crap instead. All right, so let's see. 1960. It's like 64, 65. All right, so far so bad. All right, I'll give up. All right, I know I have the link, so I can always find it. All right, so it's obviously not where it used to be because, oh, there it is. Yep, 1959. So there we go. Unfortunately, ads on this one, see? That's the bad news. I should put these videos up, without, instead of these stupid channels putting them up with the fucking ads on them. So very nice video, goes through the whole process.
These coils to produce
and the electron spin, and this is where, there you go,
one
right there.
electron as it leaves the gun.
See, there it is, 1/2 mv squared. So she's using the Leibnizian formula instead of momentum. So obviously this squared term means the velocity gets way exaggerated, and so the mass has to be reduced because you've exaggerated the velocity. You can sort of understand that if the answer is going to be divided into a v squared and an m, the v squared is going to use up all of the number, and there's going to be a little left over for the m to have. And so the mass gets gigantic if you get rid of that fucking square. All right. So back to where we were. I think this is the right page. Yeah, okay. All right, please, in exquisite detail. Fuck you. You haven't even shown me a simple thing. I've asked for, 3 times the velocity, 9 times the fuel. 4 times the velocity, 16 times the fuel. 5 times the velocity, 25 times the fuel. I've asked for something pretty, not too difficult. And you won't perform that task. And you want something in exquisite detail? Yeah, fuck you, cunt. All right, explain to everyone on this page how this was initially done. So again, I've played the video probably 4 times in videos. Who were historical figures and what they did to do. Did they use kinetic energy? If so, where? Well, I just showed you how they did use kinetic energy, and that's why they got wrong answers. All right. So, I mean, just amazing bullshit. I mean, that's why, this is just a troll. So we're just going to get nonsense forever. He's never going to be able to show us any evidence that his theory is correct. He's just going to keep talking around the subject forever. The counter-argument that you just made, whatever, critically depends on this. And you have claimed many times you understand physics and the history of physics better than anyone else. No, I didn't say that. I said I know these subjects. I know the double slit better than anybody else, and I know the history of kinetic energy better than anybody else. I mean, the living force part. Okay. So please enlighten us with your superior history and physics knowledge and give a description of how electron mass is derived. Again, it's derived based on the strength of the electrical force. So they assume a velocity based on the amount of charge, and that velocity is squared to derive the mass. So when you square the velocity as stated, you're obviously going to use up all of the energy to create the velocity component of the equation, and you won't have anything left over for the mass. Okay, we are waiting. So, again, what cunt bullshit. All right. All right, so he says, just to let you know, draft physics has been presented with real evidence multiple times debunking his misunderstanding of physics in multiple different ways. All bullshit. So I'll just read my reply. Fuck that. Multiple different ways. Please provide links to the real evidence. Hopefully something without peanut butter smeared all over it. I mean, the only thing we have seen are junky little puke experiments that obviously have huge margins of possible error. Okay, nothing decisive at all. Nothing like just simply crashing a car into a fucking brick wall and seeing how much it crushed. Oh, wait a minute, the Mythbusters did do that. And the car going twice as fast crushed exactly twice as much. Proving that single experiment anyway was a pretty good indicator that it's not 4 times the damage because it was exactly twice the damage. So again, more lies from these fuckers. He has feverishly rejected and denied evidence on every possible count. So again, where's the evidence? Where did you show me the car crash that produced 4 times the damage? Oh, that's right, you didn't do that. All right. Do you think denting clay with round objects is a good scientific way to determine an object's energy? So I have debunked the de Châtelet clay experiments, and it's obviously nonsense to dent clay with a round surface to detect linear force. Do you think ground friction is exactly the same per foot regardless of velocity? Simple enough question. Just answer the fucking questions. I mean, they'll give you away. I mean, if you think ground velocity is, you think friction with the ground, that is the pressure you're putting on the ground, is the same no matter how fast you walk across a surface, then you don't believe you can slide across thin ice. And of course, anybody who's lived on Earth for a while, especially in a climate that has ice now and then, knows, oh yes, you can. That's right. You can make your weight less by going quickly across the surface. All right, in one specific case, he literally said something that amounted to saying that a given experimental result was paradoxical only because it conflicted with his pet theory. So this is just a lie. So just one of your many fables, more claims without evidence. So what the fuck are you even talking about? I mean, this idea that you can just make claims and you don't have to back them up with any quotes or any evidence. I mean, you're just showing that you people don't give a fuck about science. All right, so he says, draft physics is not here to be an honest interloper or promote truth in any way. I'm never an interloper, whatever the fuck that is. So fuck you, queer. It's not, that's your problem, interloping. I don't do that in public. Anyway, so I said I am rubbery. You are obviously gluey. Okay. His YouTube channel, Draft Science, has been consistent in demonstrating this for years. Proven by the fact that I have offered thousands of dollars to be honestly debunked. Okay, so continuing. So we'll go to my part. There's no point in reading his crappy tripe. Okay. I'll be quoting it all anyway. All right. Let's see. So I replied to, well, I guess I might as well read this part. All right, well, I might as well read it. Okay, please provide links to the real evidence. Okay, it says any textbook on thermodynamics or undergrad physics lab will do. So again, that's not providing evidence of any kind. Do you think denting clay with round objects? And he says to that, this is an overt straw man. So isn't that amazing? The key experiment in 35 or 6 or 7, that persuaded a bunch of people. Okay, it was a very showy experiment. And so it convinced people. Just like rolling things is kind of a convincing experiment. You roll it at twice the speed and it goes 4 times as far. Well, that makes it seem like it's 4 times the energy, but it's just a seems like problem. It's not is like. So how could it possibly be a straw man? A key moment in physics history, and he calls it a straw man to bring it up the fact that it was in fact pseudoscience. It was just a junk experiment. It just deceived people. It wasn't good illustrative science. It was deception. All right, which shows how little you understand about history. So I didn't inaccurately describe the history. So again, more lies from this piece of goddamn human garbage. All right, this is not what this is not the justification or evidence used today. What is used today? I'm just an amazing statement. What the fuck are you using today? Okay, just one more of the many fables, more claims without evidence. All right, that's my statement. This is on the record. This is on the record on your YouTube channel. You explicitly rejected evidence on the basis that it contradicts your presuppositions. That's a lie. It's just nonsense. All right, so then I'm rubber, you're glue. Everyone can see you are only interested in arguing for the sake of arguing. Okay, so more bullshit. All right, proven by the fact that I have offered thousands of dollars, and he says just like Gene Ray. So he knows who all these weirdo people are, right? Is there some time cube guy? This is all interesting to him. Obviously, I don't know who the fuck this is. All right, I don't know anything about this time cube asshole. Offered thousands of dollars to debunk his time cube theory. Right, so that has something to do with me. So everybody who's ever made a challenge has to be insulted by the time cube comparison. You know, all contests are a racket because Gene Ray was a racket. I mean, it's just such a silly little fucking argument. When you are judge and jury and executioner, in other words, hold much weight as your words of Uri Geller. So again, it's just such nonsense. The contract is so fucking simple. Play the fucking video, you get the fucking money. Not very complicated. I mean, yes, you have to have a channel that has exposure. I'm buying exposure. That's what I want. I want more people to see the argument so somebody with a fucking brain can show up and tell us the truth. I'm quite certain I'm right, but I'm quite open to somebody making an argument where they can actually show me some kind of real evidence. So go ahead and show me the evidence that 1,000 atoms going 1 mile an hour is 1,000 times less energy than one atom going 1,000 miles an hour. Show me the fucking evidence, and you win. But you can't, so you're not going to win. All right, anyway. To win, decisively end this discussion, all you have to do is show a single physical real experiment that shows it taking 9 times the fuel to spin a motor 3 times as fast. Or an example where something spinning 3 times as fast does 9 times the work. Instead, you post this junk. Okay. And he says, okay. The textbook remark. Any textbook on thermodynamics. The internet is a vast place. You should be able to find a link to an experiment actually performed, right? Instead of one described in a book. All right. So then he says this is an overt straw man to bring up the clay experiments. It's a historical fact that the clay experiments convinced a lot of people and they were pseudoscience. It's just a fact. I demonstrated why it's bad science. Round objects, denting clay, will not produce a linear demonstration of energy. It will cheat the result. Simple fact is you have no modern experimental evidence. You still haven't proven 4 pounds dropped 1 foot is the same energy as 1 pound dropped 4 feet. So a 300-year-old pile of nonsense, and they still haven't proven it. This is on the record on YouTube. You explicitly rejected evidence. Okay, so I just said to that, more false statements by you backed up with no evidence. Let's see. Everyone can see you're not interested. I'm always open to a lie detector contest. I'll pay for the upfront costs, but you lose, you reimburse me. So, you know, I mean, this is so disgusting. These assholes implying I have some other agenda than the simple, obvious agenda. I think your physics is absolute garbage. I think you people are so full of shit. Your brains don't work very well. And it would make no sense at all for me to just pretend that didn't exist as a reality. Of course, I should try to persuade you you are assholes and idiots. I shouldn't just say, keep being assholes and idiots. All right. Let's see. Just like Jean Ray, so I say, I should have said I, not my. I place no conditions on the payment beyond the requirement to play the 5-minute video, it should say, on their channel. All right. When you are the judge, jury, and executioner, you really do have a problem making an honest argument. I mean, obviously, the contract is really simple. You just play the video, you get the money. Your words hold as much weight as the words of Uri Geller. And I say to him, Uri Geller would have probably liked Professor Lewin's clay-covered air track experiment. What a wonderful sham. Yeah, so, touche, fucker. All right, then he says, a simple spring disproves your entire years of effort. So, you know, this is it's almost like like I said, there's a point where, why argue with this nonsense? They can't produce any evidence, and they keep saying they have, and they keep saying they know something. There's absolutely no evidence that springs do what you claim they do. You agree that a spring compressed to a certain length means it has a certain amount of stored energy, right? Then place various masses and see what speeds they are launched at. And yes, Brozo did it, okay, with a little lever and billiard balls, and got just about a perfect 2-to-1 result. So, fuck you. Again, it is verified in many physics labs that the harmonic oscillating frequency. So what the fuck could this possibly have to do with 1/2 mv squared, right? I'm not even going to read it. This is just a waste of time. Okay. Moreover, all the phenomenological thermodynamics is established using the notion of work, and statistical mechanics is known since the development of Boltzmann's derived explicitly using the kinetic energy formula, and you have debunked those established first. You have to debunk these established field first and then publish your findings in a journal. No, I don't. All I have to do is show that you don't have any evidence. That's all I have to do. You're claiming there's a Holy Ghost. I'm saying you have zero evidence of a Holy Ghost. There's no Holy Ghost. Fuck you. All right. I place no conditions on the payment beyond requirement to play the 5-minute video on their channel. I've looked at your page and content. This is directly false. So again, I mean, he just keeps lying. I haven't edited that page in a year. I mean, come on. You qualify your statement that they need to have a certain number of subscribers. Well, of course. What the fuck? Why would I pay somebody $2,000 to play a 5-minute video on a channel that has less subscribers than mine? Why the fuck would anybody do that, you retard? Oh my God, you're stupid. Making all of this sham and grab for attention. Well, regardless of what it's for, the simple task is you play the 5-minute video and you get paid $2,000. How is that any different than a paid commercial? These are people all willing to take money from commercial capitalist companies. Why won't they take my money? I am always open to lie detector contests. He says lie detectors are known pseudoscience. So I thought that was a boldly stupid, I'll get to my responses. They are inadmissible in court in most states, so I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? You really don't have a problem making an honest argument. I've made several arguments already, including a debunk of your paint spray analogy, which is insane. Where he did that, I have no clue. Where in order to defend it, you change your analogy completely, which is a lie. So again, this is just more shit that there's no point in arguing. I mean, it's just such absolute horseshit. All right, so I see where you display clear dishonesty. It's always demonstrated by the clay weight on the 230 grams in order to frivolous accusations. So they're all saying that the clay doesn't weigh enough to make the carts the same mass. And I pointed out in 3 videos at least that the small cart also has a big heavy steel bar on it. Okay, it's not just the clay. It's the steel bar on the cart also. I pointed out over and over again, more than 8 or 9 or 10 times, I pointed out the 2-mass cart only has 1 steel bar. The 1-mass cart only has 1 steel bar. For the 2-mass cart to be twice as heavy, it has to have 2 steel bars. And it doesn't. So again, just keep lying. These pathetic people, they're just so disgusting. All right, simple spring disproves. I say the Brozo did the experiment with a lever, remember? And 1 mass traveled twice the velocity of the 2 mass. Game over. Okay. Again, it's verified in many physics labs that harmonic oscillators, and I say that. So when you double the mass of a stick of dynamite, you quadruple the work it can do. Yeah, well, no, you don't. Okay, anyway. This means the launch velocities will be blah, 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 blah. And I say again, you have no physical evidence that 3 times the velocity creates 9 times the energy or vice versa. Saying so is not showing so. I mean, it's that simple. The argument's over as soon as you just show us the car crash. Okay, the 10-mile-an-hour crash and then the 30-mile-an-hour crash. And you show us how the 30-mile-an-hour crash is 9 times as bad. Then the argument's all over. Okay. So then he says, moreover, all phenomenal thermodynamics, he says, I say garbage in, garbage out. Obviously, circular shit works, but it doesn't have anything to do with doing science. All right. The argument is about what causes effects, not the fact that the effects exist. Circular reasoning is sometimes usable, but it is of little use in dissecting the truth. So again, this argument again is about what causes the ball to roll 4 times as far when I gave it twice the velocity. What causes it to roll 4 times as far? Well, the fact is it's encountering less friction because it's going faster. It's escaping the gravity by moving faster. All right. Let's see. You have to debunk those fields. I say straw man nonsense. All I have to do is show you have no evidence for your Holy Ghost theory. All right. I looked at your page. This is directly false. You qualify your statement that they need to have a certain number of subscribers. Of what use would playing a video on a channel smaller than mine be? Of course, the whole point is to have the argument seen by a broader audience and to have it tested by people smarter than you. I'm seeking somebody capable of making a reasoned argument proving me wrong. The audience as it exists hasn't been able to do that. You fuckers can't draw straight, you can't think straight, you can't talk straight. You can't do a motherfucking thing that has anything to do with what I'm actually saying and countering it. I mean, it's been proven over and over again. You don't know what a swinging pendulum, you don't understand that the pendulum's going higher. Okay, and as it goes higher, the line gets shorter. You can't measure how far it goes linearly because what it's really doing is going less and less distance this way as it goes more and more distance up. You can't even understand those simple concepts, you fucking retard. All right, let's see. If I thought I was wrong, why would I solicit more attention? I'm doing what every good scientist should do. I'm asking to hear every possible reasonable criticism. All I get from you is shit. Okay, and he says the lie detector thing. I say, kind of funny you would call it pseudoscience. I believe most behavioral psychologists believe the technology can be useful. No one's going to jail based on the results. I'm just quite certain I have nothing to fear. Lie detectors, you can cheat them in the negative way. That is, a psychopath can fool a lie detector. But the truth is that most normal people who haven't practiced are going to fail a lie detector test. They're going to be in trouble. They have a hard time fooling the device. But yes, the device can be fooled. That's not the point here. The point isn't whether the device can be fooled. What the device doesn't do is it doesn't make honest people into liars. It doesn't fail that way. Sometimes it makes dishonest people look like they're honest, but it doesn't really make honest people into liars. So I have nothing to fear. Okay, I've made several arguments already, including a debunk of your paint spray analogy. Do tell, where can I find that debunk? Please provide a link. You won't be posting any evidence of that because there isn't any evidence of that. Okay, my quotation of Galileo showing he did think d whatever infinity symbol t squared. When, yeah, it's already been acknowledged, so this is not a proof of anything. So I say, well, the fact that Galileo knew that the distance will be the square of the time proves my argument that time is the cause of the effect. So again, you just keep arguing that distance causes the effect, and I'm arguing, obviously, that time causes the effect. The fact that there's a squared or square root relationship is not the argument. The argument is which one is actually creating the effect. And the fact is that it doesn't have 4 times the energy, proving distance isn't causing, okay, anything. All right. I see this is where you display clear dishonesty. It's already demonstrated that the clay, okay, the weight of the clay. And so I say here, and as I repeatedly pointed out, the clay wasn't the only defect. It was just the most obvious defect. The lighter cart also had a steel bar attached to it. Later in the same lecture, the one-mass cart has no steel bar, making it kind of obvious that the steel bar and the blob of clay were there to cheat the experiment. All right. This is already shown to be ludicrous, so bullshit, lie. I have pleaded with people who claim to make debunk arguments to show the actual carts and explain how the statements regarding their weight can be rationally defended. I mean, all you have to do is take clips from the video, show the 2 carts, and then explain how the one cart definitely looks like it's twice as heavy, that has all the pieces necessary to make it twice as heavy. And they won't do it because they can't do it, because the fact is it doesn't make any sense at all. There's no way those 2 carts are 1 to 2 in weight relationship. You continue to refuse to meet your actual burden of proof. Okay. All right, so maybe I'll end there. So he quotes, let's see, the bros who did the experiment. Okay, he says, this is a complete non sequitur. I am talking about springs. He used a spring, you fucking idiot! God damn. Oh, there's really no point, right? This is so fucking stupid. He used a spring. That was the force that went into the lever, you fucking idiot. All right, so we'll leave it there. I mean, too stupid. So they have suspended my right to respond to this drivel this moron's going to type. And such. So anyway, we'll get to some more of this next time when we continue the series. Wikipedia is a house full of skanky cunts. It's a disgusting little whorehouse of putrid, disease-covered, nerdy little fucking micro-penis motherfucking weasels. And they should be outed for what they are. Okay? Incapable and incompetent. All right. Intellectually disabled. Fuck. And so fucking dishonest and petty. Fucking shithole. Alright. So, yeah, enough of a video. Till the next time and such.